Welcome to the Once Upon an Island podcast, number 2 on the charts, number 1 in your hearts. I'm your host, Wesley. And of course, I am joined by my cheerful co-host,
Rebekah.
And today we're talking about Survivor 49, episode 5. And I got to mention, we were supposed to have Eric Reichenbach on tonight. And then there was a little confusion. I asked him, he said yes. And then today he's like, oh yeah, I don't watch the episode live. And I was like, oh, well, that would definitely get in the way of us recapping it. So Eric will try to do a podcast with us in the future. It just didn't work out today. I just do want to apologize because I did kind of tease that next week and it was supposed to happen, but I did not know Eric did not watch the episodes live. I was unaware of this, so it does affect.
If we had him on tonight, it would just be you and I like explaining the episode to him, and he's like, MC almost lost her vote twice? What? This is so dangerous. Just get his live reactions.
Oh, brother. Like, we just explain the whole episode, but like takes like 10 minutes to explain the hour and a half episode because that's all the value that was really there. Oh, okay. All right. So we start episode 5. By the way, next week, is there not a merge? Did I miss something?
It looks like they're doing another tribe swap. At least the challenge, it looked like they had the 3 colors for like the tribes. So I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like
I don't know if there's a tribe swap or if it's is that they would promote the merge if there's a merge.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought he said tribe swap, but I was confused by that because it seems like an odd decision. But I have to say, this episode, I feel like was in a lot of ways kind of a step back from last episode, in my opinion, because I genuinely enjoyed last week's, and this week felt like a bit repetitive to me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I think like I'm sure I'm not the first person to say this, but like the fact that they're taking away the flint from people and that they're not giving rice, like I know we've been doing this for like 9 seasons now, but it seems like we're getting to a point where
it just doesn't make for good TV. It never makes for good TV.
It doesn't. And like the whole disaster tribe thing is getting kind of old, and where you've just got like the same people that keep going to tribal over and over and over again. It's getting kind of boring in my opinion. So that's like, I don't know if they're trying to like shake that up, and maybe that's what they're doing next week is actually going back to 3 tribes. But I'm still just like, I don't know. There's so many people we haven't seen go to tribal yet. And I feel like we're 5 episodes in and we've had so many repeat conversations, and also there's players that I haven't really gotten to see play yet. So I don't know. Yeah, not to start this off on like a lot of griping, but I guess I've just done that. Like, yeah, because I really liked last week's. After we did the tribe swap, the challenge was great. Like, that was a really good episode, and I just want more of that. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
There's just so much variance in the new era, as Jeff said. There's just so much variance that we're all kind of bored of seeing the same. I guess there's just too much variance that there's been so much variance that we recognize the variance every single season, 9 seasons in a row. There's just so much variance.
There's so much variance. It's moving so fast, it all blends together so it looks the same.
I tuned into the propaganda podcast, and everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say that. For the first 5 minutes as I was setting up for this podcast, because we record right after the episode, obviously, and we don't go live. I say that because the propaganda podcast, they post immediately as soon as the episode's done. So I was like, all right, I'll tune in, because I'm like, is there a merge next week? I was hoping they would address it right away. First thing, they like, hi, we're here to talk. Producer's like, okay, Jeff, if you want to be a Survivor player on the show, do you need to be good at analogies? And Jeff says, well, what we're looking for in a Survivor player is that they're a great storyteller, and a great way to tell a story. And I am not quoting Jeff when I say this, I'm paraphrasing, but he says, and you can listen to it yourself. Obviously it's on YouTube. He says to tell a great story, one way to do it is analogies. And then he goes on about all the different ways you can tell analogies. And one of his examples was, we all remember how Christian Ubicki talked about poached eggs. And I'm like, I gotta say, I remember a lot about Dave vs. Goliath, and I don't remember Christian Ubicki giving an analogy about poached eggs. That is not what I remember about Christian Ubicki. Christian Ubicki did a lot of memorable things. And I gotta say, probably one of the least memorable things he did was give an analogy about poached eggs. So for Jeff to like pull that out, I'm just like, come on, so man. Funny. That's like we talked about how there's so much variance in the new era. It's like, we're just looking for, I don't care how they do it. I just want to tell good stories. Now, if they do it via analogies, like, all right, so what you're looking for is people who can give analogies, Jeff. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. Just like shake the podcast. Come on, Jeff, just say the truth. Please, you know what it is. Do it, Jeff. Give in to the dark side, Jeff. Oh, brother. By the way, I really appreciate Jeff going out and just like talking about Survivor, whether he is saying something we agree or saying something we disagree. Like, I appreciate we have a host who is willing to put his neck out like that. I just want to say, because everyone and their mother rags on Jeff, but it's like kind of like you got a brother and you love him, but you know he can do better. That's how I feel about Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff doesn't even know me. I'm a long lost brother. That's how I feel. All right. So let's get in this episode. But yes, I agree with you. I have lots of strong opinions, believe it or not, about an episode. Most people were like, I know.
Shocking.
I watched the episode. I had some strong opinions. I will try to keep myself in check, but I do want to get people's opinions on my opinions. So first thing is Jason says he's scared. And hey, you know, the next person we hear from, the monster of the new era, Savannah.
The horror movie villain.
Right. I feel golden. But Hina gave me no choice. I had to vote off Matt, which we're going to go chronological. All right, let's move on. Let's just leave it at that. There's really nothing to commentate on there.
Also, wait, I do want to point out, she did say...
I said there's nothing to commentate. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to comment, though. She said, we didn't start this war. Hina did by doing the chanting. I'm paraphrasing. When they chanted when they like arrived to challenges, she's like, that's the reason we voted Matt out. And I was like, it was.
How dare Hina do that?
It seems like such a small thing. Like, okay, I guess.
Savannah's just looking for reasons to rage. You know, the band Rage Against the Machine, that's Savannah. She's raging against the machine.
I take it back. I love a good, like, unhinged rant.
Yeah.
So I support this. I don't care about her reasoning. I'm here for it.
Whether I agree with Savannah or not, I'm with you. Savannah can rage against anything, and I'm for it. All right, so we go over to the Blue Tribe. Shannon. It's like, oh my gosh, I have an idea no one's ever thought of before. What if we make an alliance of 6? 2 people from Original Red, 2 people from Original Blue, 2 people from Original Yellow. Rebekah, what do you think about this very original idea that Shannon had?
I don't have a lot of thoughts on the idea so much as I do the delivery of waking up before dawn and rolling over, being like, Steven, I have an idea.
Steven,
you got to hear this.
Steven.
And obviously, like, yeah, he reacted really well to it and just said yes, which is correct. Like, you're supposed to say that when anyone pitches a strategy to you.
He was correct.
But I'm like,
saying that, yeah.
I mean, I think her strategy, like, it works if you truly go into the merge with even numbers, theoretically. But, like, what basis are you making this alliance on? Like, you have to have, like, a group of people that just really click and really get along and want to play the game together. And I just don't think that they have that right now. So, I don't know. I get what she's doing. She's trying to save her own hide. But I don't know. I don't think it was the best strategy or the best timing or the best way to deliver that idea. That's my 2 cents.
Now, how would you feel about an alliance like this proposed but on a journey with 2 other people instead? How would you feel about that?
It's a much better way of approaching this alliance. And I think it does depend, though, because it really depends on where the people that you're pitching this to, where they are in their current tribe. Because, you get 2 people that are, on the bottom or feel like they're on the outs and are kind of looking for a home. Like, yeah, you could make something of that for sure. That would be a much better situation to pitch this idea. Okay,
so what I just compared was what we saw in this episode from Shannon, with who said she had a very original idea, just came to her, and Q, who did the exact same thing on 46 on a journey with Hunter and Tim. And Q's like, what if we make an alliance of 6, 2 from each tribe? So when she said that tonight, I was like, this is not a new idea. I just watched 46 because I'm currently working on Q's story video that the patrons picked. And I just got to watch 46, so this is fresh in my brain. I'm like, I guess if I had just watched David vs. Goliath, poached eggs would be fresh in my brain. But I gotta admit, I have watched David vs. Goliath within the past, I don't know, year or so. And I don't remember anything about poached eggs. So, all right. So I just want to throw out there that Shannon's very original idea has happened at least. And if you want to go way back, Token Sheens, when they had the Exile Alliance, But I don't know if that was just like Taj, you pick one person, Steven's like, I'll pick one person. I think it was. But that also didn't work out. So this like never works out. This idea never works out. And I want to throw it out there so we all as an audience got lambasted 3 times tonight for not playing on Survivor. We'll talk about that when we get to those 3 moments. But if you do end up on Survivor 51, 52, whatever, just keep in mind, this never works out. And if somebody proposes it, say yes, but then like, don't worry about it. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
That 6 alliance that Q put together fell apart almost immediately upon the merge. I can't imagine the Shannon one's going to work out at all. So yeah, just don't sweat it. All right.
No. Yeah, it seems like she's probably in trouble if they do end up going to tribal. If there's not a tribe swap next week, which,
So Shannon is talking to Alex and she's like, I'm willing to vote out Sage. And Alex seems to be the only one who's like, and I say this like really into Shannon, like he's buying what she's selling, I guess. But then Sage is like, oh, Shannon's over there touching Alex, flirting with him. And is she the one that said she's being like Parvati?
I think so, yeah.
Rebekah.
Yeah.
Rebekah. I was half expecting them. I mean, gosh, I've only made Eric tonight. I was half expecting them to mention how Parvati and her Black Widow alliance tricked Eric. Oh, we were so close to having Eric on and that being brought up at the same time.
That would have been beautiful.
I know.
Yeah. I just think, here's the thing. Like, Parvati is an iconic player, but I just feel like anytime anyone is remotely flirting on the island, they're like, new Parvati. It's like, okay, I feel like that's such a like misunderstanding of how Parvati plays this game so masterfully, because it's not just flirting. Like there's so much more to it than that.
That's like a basic surface level observation of Parvati's game.
And it like genuinely does irritate me when people say stuff like that, because I'm like, guys, no. Like, and especially because they keep bringing Parvati up and they didn't even bring her back for 50.
Parvati, that's a very surface level way of looking. Man, when they said that, I was like, shoot, if only Eric could have done tonight. Because he told me today. So I found out today. I was like, oh, man. And then when that happened in the episode, I was like, oh, man. If somebody had given away their immunity idol, this would have been the perfect night. The perfect night.
Can you imagine? That would have been so crazy. I mean, it couldn't happen tonight because we don't have individual immunity, but
maybe MC gets the advantage and gives it away. I don't know why she would do that. Or Nate gets it? I don't know who would have got. Who wins the trial night? Nate? Yeah, Nate gets it. But why would Nate give it away? Yeah, exactly.
Or Rizgod gives away. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, no, he gives away his immunity idol that now everyone knows about.
Yeah, I will say Sage, for as kind of nutty as she is, does have some good reads here, at least when it comes to Shannon, in terms of, she was like, Shannon seems to find like what you value and then latches onto that and then like goes really hard on that. And then we see, is this where I have that note? I don't care. Sage says Shannon has a predictable way of approaching people. And then Shannon says, you can get high off of anything. Jesus got high off of God. And you, me, Masson, and Mary all at the same time. Now we're in a group chat on Instagram, but I do live with Mary. So it was basically like simultaneously. Mary said something, I said something, like we're all like what?
What? I'm not kidding. I nearly passed away when she said that. That was so funny.
You can get high off of anything. Jesus got high off of God. What?
It's just, that's the most like stoner sentence I've ever heard.
But she's not a stoner.
But exactly. Like in this context, it was like, what are we talking about?
Like if I was watching Dude, Where's My Car? Like, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Like sure. I wouldn't be blown away. I just maybe I'll laugh. But like, no, this is like, no, she's being legit. She's not joking.
And I think what killed me about it so much is that she was so sincere about it. I think that's what made it hit so hard, is like, no, she genuinely like earnestly means that. Yeah. And I respect that. Like, great. But it's like, that made it so much funnier.
Do you respect that, Rebekah?
Well, and I will say, I guess, I don't know. I do agree with what Sage is saying, that I think Shannon is kind of using whatever it is that, you know, people are interested in or whatever she can find to like really latch onto. And I do think she's going really extreme. So maybe she's not that earnest about it. Maybe she's just like making it seem like she's really earnest. So I don't know. Either way, the joke landed. I don't think it was supposed to be a joke, but I was dying laughing.
No, the way they edited it was to be a joke. But when Shannon said it, I'm sure she wasn't thinking time to tell a joke. And I'm sure people didn't take it as a joke in the moment. but the show did a good way of
And
cutting it to make it seem like a joke.
for the record, it seems like it worked on Christina, because Christina seems like she's really invested in this relationship with Shannon.
Yeah.
And she's even, says to, I think it was Sage and I forget who else, but she was just talking about like, or no, sorry, it wasn't Sage. Anyway, they were MC and somebody else, they were talking, and Christina was like, oh, like I love Shannon, like she's awesome. And they're like, yeah, but she's kind of like playing really hard and stuff. And like that's kind of what woke Christina up to being like, oh yeah, like she is playing really hard. So yeah, I mean, it seems like Shannon's strategy is really effective with Christina, and maybe Sophie S, I think, was also part of that conversation. But Alex seems like he knows what's up, because he had that conversation then with Sage and was saying like, oh yeah, like I'm just nice, but I clearly see that she's, playing really hard and flirting with me a lot. And like, I don't know, I'm just being nice, So yeah, I don't know. It's been a lot of back and forth, and I don't know. I think with Shannon, it seems like her strategy worked pretty well on the original Red Tribe, but yeah, now that she's here, I think she's kind of going a little bit too far with it. So we'll see how it pans out.
So Nate is in his 40s and works in the film industry. Also, fun fact I learned, I'm segueing.
Yes.
Jawan, I found out by going to his Instagram, also works in the film industry, and they're on the same tribe. It seems like a bit of an that wasn't really clear when he's a video editor, but like Rebekah, I'm a video editor. Like that's not the same thing. Like what Jawan does and what I do are not the same thing. I think Jawan would admit that, and I obviously admit that. Though we could both label our jobs as video editor if we wanted to. So anyways, I just want to throw that there because I thought that was interesting. Nate's in his 40s, works in the film industry, works on professionals. He works in a position of power. He works in a position where I assume that most people who talk to him with respect and or are older. So when he hears out of the Rizgod's mouth, mukbang, he is like, is this something inappropriate I don't know about?
Which that's a fair question.
Yes, that's what I would be thinking. I'd be like, if I know it is, because unfortunately this has come across YouTube's recommendation. I don't know why YouTube would ever recommend it. I'd never click on any of that. But when I just like see the thumbnail, I'm like, that's so much food.
I feel like they were insanely popular for a while. Like I want to say like the 2016, 2017 era. Like they were all over the place on YouTube. Like even if you weren't interested in it, I feel like, yeah, you either saw like videos or saw people talking about them. Like, yeah, they're very popular.
Mid 2010s YouTube algorithm, and those who were around at that time watch YouTube tell you, was very much like not curated the same way it is now. It is curated now to like kind of like find what you're interested in, hone in on that, almost to a fault where you don't find much variance.
Kind of get pigeonholed a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like when Jeff says that there's a lot of variance in the new era. YouTube's like, there's a lot of variance on our website. Like not the suggestions though for you, because it's kind of the same
you
thing.
Have to
They'll literally suggest videos I've already watched. Again, I'm like, no, I want to watch something new. So anyways, back then it was not as much based on what you watched. It was more based on what YouTube thought everyone wanted to watch, is how I'd say it. This is before YouTube had their trending tab, where they had their own location where they could just force their what they thought was popular. So this is back before that, the trending tab from my recollection. And yes, one of those things that they would recommend, they do Leafy is Here videos, which were just awful. And they would do mukbangs and so many others, just like reactions where people just like sit there and just like watch a thing. And they like, sometimes they'll laugh. Like that was a big one. So anyways, that's a little nostalgia flash. That's 10 years ago now, mid 2010s. Holy crap.
Who were the guys that tried to copyright the term react?
Oh, the React Bros. Oh my gosh.
That was so funny.
What a couple of morons. Like, in what world did they think they were going to get away with that? Like, let me copyright reacting to things.
Yeah, that was such an insane thing to do. Which, like, to be clear, their React videos were far superior to the others. I'm not saying they were good, but like far superior at the time, yeah. But it's like, I almost wonder if it was a stunt. Like, I have no idea. But I'm like, yeah, what an insane thing to do. It's so funny, though.
I think they got high off their own supply, because this is a quick side tangent. What they suggested was, for those who are unaware, the React Bros back in the day were like the React channel. And they had their own format. And I think what they're trying to do was license out their format so you could use their assets and say you're a part of the React Bros network. However, how it actually came across to everybody when they communicated was, we're copywriting and reacting and you can't do it without our permission or we'll sue you. Now, that is not what they said, but that is basically what they said, because that's how everyone took what they said. And then they like did like a half apology where they're like, sorry, you didn't understand what we meant. Like, basically, it wasn't even like there was no humility. There's no like, oh, we screwed up. Like, that's not what we meant to convey in our first message. It was almost like, no, we conveyed the right thing. You just don't get it. And it was just like, come on, man. Come on, man. So,
yeah.
Anyways, that's the mid 2010s YouTube for you, mukbang. So, anyways, back to our mukbang talk. Yeah, when Rizgod's explaining it, I'm like, oh gosh, why?
Yeah.
Why? Thoughts on this, Rebekah?
I mean, I feel like this episode in a lot of ways was just kind of like bloated, and like
it was
I
a
get
mukbang?
to. Nice. That's really good.
I'm asking. Okay.
Did you like how I paused for a really long time there?
Hold on, let's try it again. It's a mukbang?
Nice. I'm still going to pause for a really long time because I want you to think about what you just said.
Okay. I thought about it.
Yeah, no, but like, I don't know. I get that they're kind of showing like the tribe bonding, but I mean, we had the scene where they're talking about Pokemon. We had this scene. I'm just like, I don't know. Can we play Survivor a little bit? Like, you know, not to be like whatever, but it's fine to show this. But I'm just like, do we need 2 scenes of nonsense from the same tribe? Because we all know they're voting out Jason. And
the 2 people who got pulled from the season apparently were pre-gaming. That kind of villainous, I don't care what Survivor says, thought, attitude. Why did they have to blow it? Why couldn't they get in the game and then have that kind of attitude? Because that kind of attitude would have brought entertainment to the season. Instead, they got replaced with, in my opinion, safe alternates in Jason and MC. And while Jason and MC are fine, they haven't really done anything that I would say, wow, what a moment. Wow, you've really made the season better to watch, more entertaining to watch. Whereas other people are doing that, but I would not say Jason or MC have done that. So it's like, man, I wonder what the original people would have done. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you watch the season 14 and Melissa McNulty quits like hours, I think, before they start season 14. So like, I guess we're going to do 19 players, and I guess we're not going to do our original. They had to change up everything.
Yeah.
And go a whole different path. And that season ended up tanking. And it's like, I'm not saying the season would have been better with Melissa McNulty, but I'm kind of wondering what the plan was.
Sure.
Before they changed everything up because of her at the same time. So anyways, not Jason seems like a fine guy. It's just, I don't think he delivered on TV for me to be like, oh man, I can't believe Jason went, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Just saying. And that's MC a little bit too. Like, MC seems like a strong person. Seems like somebody I would love to be on a tribe with. TV entertainment wise, not really doing much for me here. Not so far, at least. There is still time, I guess, for her. She's not voted off.
Yeah, true.
That sounds harsh. All right. Told you I have some strong opinions today. All right. Jawan. Oh, so sorry. We have a journey. Jawan. I got to give this is the best move of the night. Jawan rigs the rock draw.
100%. This was incredible.
He rigs.
I loved this move.
The rock draw. He doesn't put rocks in there and then shake them, which is what you see whenever there's an actual rock draw in Survivor. He puts the rocks perfectly. Lets Nate pull first. He's like, I did that, so Nate would have to go. Perfect. Like, honestly, underrated best move of the night. Jawan, good job.
Yeah. Which I'm like mad that it ended up being sort of inconsequential, because like, I guess we didn't see what the advantage was, but like, I don't know, if Jason had gone and like maybe lost his vote or maybe gotten like an advantage, I don't know that it really would have changed the course of the game. But that move from Jawan was, it was so good. I'm a big fan of anyone doing anything like that. It's just like, yeah, have fun with it. Like, play the game. It's great. And
we don't know what that advantage was. So Jawan may have just saved, as much as Savannah wants to rage about Jawan, rage against Jawan, that's Savannah's band name. She wants to rage against Jawan. He might have just saved their hide tonight, because had Jason gone, because MC was going, had Jason gone and met up with MC, and Jason's like, MC, if I don't get something, I'm done. And then they read that thing and there's like a thing out there. Okay, well, let's go find it together. They go find it together. She lets Jason have it. Jason comes back. Now, to be clear, for us at home, well, at least this would have been interesting to watch. But Jawan does not interested in making better television. Jawan's interested in saving his hide and his alliance side, and I don't blame him.
Yep.
Their interest as an alliance is not for TV. Their interest as an alliance is for themselves, whereas we at home want the chaos. So like there could have been chaos from that advantage had it been found. But I mean, also Nate tricked. Okay, so let's talk about this. At first it was like, you either keep your vote or lose your vote. And at first I was like, what's the point of this journey? Like just to take away votes? Because there's no benefit.
I literally put in my notes, like, where's the twist? Like I knew there was going to be something more.
Yeah, where's the benefit? So we end up finding there's an advantage out there. By the way, production must have just found that spot or something because I've never seen that, like, what is it called? Tunnel? I've never seen a tunnel in any prior season of this show. I could be wrong, but if it has, it's been a very long time. And then production like had a camera clearly sitting in there, and you saw as the players were running by that tunnel. They're like, "Oh, we're in shade. This is nice." I can almost bet. But anyways, they hit it somewhere in there, and we don't even know what it was. Nothing. We know where it was apparently, but we didn't know what it was. Yeah. So the journey ended up being a big ol' flop. Flop. It flopped.
Yeah. Shocking because the journey's never done that before.
Hey, Hassan's dog isn't here. We're not shocking anything. As the kids say, this journey was 6-7. It's 6-7. Is that a proper usage of 6-7?
I don't know if there is a proper usage, but sure.
Okay. Man, I'm on feisty tonight. Okay. They go on the journey. He tries to figure out the timer. I put tries to figure out the timer, so I'm like, MC's not gonna fall for that. He fell for it.
See, what I thought he was gonna do, because I couldn't tell how much sand had already gone. So I was thinking if the timer is less than 50%, I thought he was gonna flip it so that there would actually be less time. You know what I mean? Like if less than half the sand had gone through, then he would flip it so that was the remaining sand. But yeah, then he was just like, oh, I don't know, like maybe we should sit here and watch the sand go down so we don't both lose our vote. And yeah, I guess, I don't know, it worked. So
yeah. And here's the thing, man, like this show still recruits. When we talk about the cast and everything, because there's gonna be more cast talk later on. For me at least, like the show still recruits. Like, and there was a time earlier in the new era, I think when the On Fire podcast first started, when they were like, we don't recruit anymore. It's just people who apply. Like, guys, that's not true. Like Jay Maya was recruited.
Oh, sure.
Jess from 46 was recruited. Like that's around the time of the On Fire podcast saying we don't recruit, and they were recruits, and they still recruit. It's just like, all right, let's move on. Okay, so just pausing. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, I agree.
So when we're sitting here wondering why is the season and last season not as good as 45, 46, 47, despite all having the same amount of time basically on air. 47 even had a 2-part finale, which we were against, but it ended up being a good season regardless of that unnecessary 2-part finale, which I do believe is a test run for 50, which by the way, I'm okay with a 50 as a 2-part finale. Like that's a season that earned it. It's the cast. It's always the cast. The cast makes or breaks the season, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that the show has nothing to make a story out of, despite having film for, I think this is a 2-day episode. I could be wrong. I think it's a 2-day episode. And they just didn't have, they couldn't even put a 65-minute episode together with a challenge, with a journey, and make it, it just was like,
yeah.
I don't blame the show's storytelling. I blame the casting. That is casting.
I also, I do wonder, not to side with Jeff here or to like,
no,
whatever.
Jeff makes the right decisions too. Like,
yeah. No, but like what I was going to bring up is because he talked about like how hot it has been for this season. And I do wonder like how much of what we're sensing is because everyone is just so exhausted. Which like sort of ties into what I was saying earlier about like the Flint and the rice and like, whatever. I get it. We've done this for 9 seasons. So, for sure. But like, yeah, not having any Flint. So not having like any fire, like that's so tough. And then, yeah, if it truly is like the hottest that it's ever been when they filmed Survivor, I don't know, Jeff might've been exaggerating, but like if it's super hot, like, yeah, like, I don't know. I could see that just making people really lethargic. And that's kind of the opposite. Like, you need people to have a little bit of energy. Did they say the hottest
ever been filming in Survivor or filming in this location?
I think filming in this location.
Okay, because in Africa, I think it got to like 115 degrees.
Oof, yeah. No, I think he was meaning Fiji. I think he was meaning more like in the new era or in recent seasons.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I think that honestly might be kind of affecting some of this. And so like, yeah, that's something that the weather, I guess, is outside of their control. But yeah, if they could find a time to film where it's like a little cooler, maybe give people Flint, maybe rice. I don't know. Crazy. But like, yeah, just give people a little energy so that they can run around and be chaotic and entertaining.
We'll see what the vote is for 50 because I think we got to vote on rice, but I know I voted for rice because
same.
Dude, give them food. I want them to have food in their belly, be entertaining. I don't want them full unless they're winning a bunch of rewards. Dude, I was like watching 46. He was like, Maria should not have taken me on this reward, but I ate 23 slices of pizza anyways.
Oh, dude, that guy's so awesome.
I know. I like watching making Q's video. I was like laughing. I was like, dang, this dude, he's so naturally charismatic, despite trying to quit Survivor 3 times in 8 episodes. He's so naturally charismatic.
Oh, dude, I forgot that he tried to quit so many times.
3.
That's right. Oh, man.
He loses the challenge before Brandon gets medically evacuated. He's like, you guys, you should vote me off. And Tiffany tells him to shut up. She's like, shut up, you. She just tells him straight up to shut up. And then he tries to do it again in episode 5. And then he's like, Kenzie, I think I just gotta go. He's like, you're gonna quit? Cut to a confessional Q. Q's like, I'm just telling Kenzie that so she feels safe so I can vote her off. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
What a strategy.
Q, I don't believe you because in episode 8 he then tries to quit again. So like, if there wasn't a history and in the future you're gonna, I could believe the one time if there wasn't 2 other times that I saw, not even what they cut out of the show, but what I saw, because Jelinski apparently claimed that opening challenge they did where Jelinski threw the hourglass and tried to reverse time. When he threw the hourglass, apparently Q had already been talking about quitting that challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, they didn't leave that in the show, which tells me that Q probably talked about quitting way more than the 3 times we saw. Like, I don't know. So,
that's so funny.
Let's talk about the season.
Anytime he runs into a mild inconvenience, that's so good.
I think Q has a very high standard for himself. He feels like he can't meet it. Then he wants to quit. I'm not saying that's right.
He's constantly making big mistakes.
Yes.
And so might as well just give up, you know?
When Q says you might as well cancel Christmas, he means it. Q's probably quit Christmas.
He's Christmas. He's trying to cancel himself.
He's tried to quit Christmas, I bet. He shows up Christmas Day. He's like, my gifts weren't good enough. I'm going to quit. I'm going to cancel Christmas. All right.
That's so sad. He's giving his kids presents.
And they're like not appreciating it as much. He's like, I failed you guys.
Oh no. I got to quit being a dad.
Me and my lovely bride, Emily. He's like, I don't want to kiss. I don't want to hug. I want to go to Applebee's. That's what he said. I want to go to Applebee's.
Does he really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I need to rewatch this season.
He says, me and my lovely bride, Emily. I don't want to kiss when I land from the plane. I don't want to hug. I want to go to Applebee's. We're going to get ourselves an Oreo shake. I know she doesn't really like shakes, but I bet she'll like this one or something like that. The way he says is way funnier than me. And then Liz pops
out of the bushes and she's like, you better take me to Applebee's with you.
Bourbon burger? All right. I'm annoyed. Why don't they talk about Survivor 49? Yeah. All right. I'm working on it. All right. So Sage then on her tribe tells everyone that Rizgod has the advantage and proceeds to throw Shannon under the bus. Amazing.
Yep.
I mean,
this is the chaos I'm here for.
Right. Is this a smart move? It's a very short-term thinking move.
Yeah.
It gets you past the next vote if there's another vote for your tribe, but it doesn't do much for you once you reach the merge. People are like, well, I don't really want to align with Sage because she might just throw me under the bus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I almost feel like this is a move that she should have saved until after the challenge if they lost.
Right. This is a post-challenge loss move.
Yeah, like you have to start building relationships now and kind of doing what she's doing where it's like, hey, you know, I'm vibing with you. I think Shannon is playing this way. I don't like the way that she's playing. Like all of that sort of thing is fine to be doing now because you have to lay a foundation. You can't just like come out of the blue when you lose a challenge. Yeah. But like, yeah, this feels like something she should have saved until they lost a challenge and then have that in her back pocket. Because I think it is a good move. It's just not necessarily a good time for this move. But yeah, what do you think about it?
I totally agree. Like, yeah, lay the foundation, say things like this is not how Shannon normally acts. I think she's playing it up. I think she's doing this. Like, that stuff's fine. But yeah, you definitely don't drop the Rizgod has an idol and Shannon knows it. She didn't tell you. Like, dude, like, I don't think even you needed to tell them that.
Right.
Frankly, I don't think that's what I would do, man. I don't know.
And obviously, I know we have a different perspective than she does, but like the scales were already tipping in her favor, which I think, well, I guess MC says, this fully tipped the scales in her favor. But like, yeah, I think if the tribe had to make a decision between her and Shannon, like, I think she would have had a convincing argument even without giving this information away. So yeah, you drop that as a bombshell. If you lose a challenge, then boom, you're good to go, at least for this vote.
Well. We kind of talked about Jawan and Savannah earlier, but let's get more into this. So I have a thought that I want to see what people's opinions are in the comments. So let me know. All right. So Jawan, he had Savannah's water bottle, and it's pointed out how the things that he has seems to only be Savannah's thing. It's not. And like you get reaction shots from other people and their face, like, that's weird. That's the reaction shots we get. That's weird. Yeah. It's not that he's like, oops, I've accidentally grabbed Nate's water bottle. Oops, I accidentally grabbed Savannah's bag. Oops, accidentally, I don't know what other things he could accidentally take, but you get the idea. It's not, it's just Savannah, and it's only half Savannah, and she is smiling and seething. Smile and seethe. You know when you watch Madagascar and the penguins are like, smile and wave, boy, smile and wave. For Savannah, it's smile and seethe, because she is seething. Now, Jawan then sits next to her in the shelter, and she goes, oh my gosh, he's trying to listen to my conversations. Savannah, I love the overreaction. It does make for good TV. But I wonder, I'm not saying this is true. This is my thought. And I asked Rebekah about it before. And she said, well, let's say it and see what people think. And I'm with you guys. Does Jawan potentially have a little crush on Savannah? I know Savannah has a boyfriend, but I looked at Jawan's Instagram and his wiki. It doesn't seem like he has a a girlfriend or like a wife or anything like that. I'm not saying like he does, but like, does it possibly is like a little crush or something? Because like, is this not like she's the only one raging against Jawan. Jawan's only seems to have like Rizgod's like, I like Jawan, but like we're not getting anything like that from Rizgod. Rizgod's like, I wish Jawan would stop touching my stuff, It's not like Reem on Edge of Extinction where she was putting everyone's jeans and pants out to dry on the sand and like, Reem, stop touching my stuff, but she was doing it to everybody because she was motherly to them. Jawan, it's possible he has a little crush on her. Or maybe he's like, why is it just Savannah? That's my question. Why just Savannah?
Yeah. I think that's the thing is like, to me, I just feel like we need more information. And I am really curious to hear what people think in the comments. Because like, to me, I think it could be a crush, but it also like. But
she has a boyfriend. So like, nothing will happen.
Sure.
Also, she hates Jawan. So really.
It genuinely seems like he's doing this unintentionally.
Right.
So it could be a subconscious thing, I guess, but then it's like, okay, where was her water bottle? Like, how did he accidentally, subconsciously, like, how does this keep happening?
To Savannah.
If it's truly an accident. Yeah. And also, I think it's really funny that she was like, oh, like, I'm trying to have a private conversation with Sophie, and they're literally sitting in the middle of the shelter. It's like, I guess I get it, but also, like, if you want to not, have people eavesdrop, like, go to the woods, you know what I mean?
Well, also, they're not talking anything important. Sophie B's like, what day of the week do you think it is? Do you think it's Wednesday or Thursday? And Savannah's like, it's Monday.
Yeah. Which also, what an incredible conversation.
Yeah. Oh, Sophie B's like, my boyfriend's probably working then.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a deep conversation. Funny. Like, he's not walking in on anything. But Savannah's like, oh my gosh, Jawan, walking in on my conversation.
I mean, imagine if she had said, like, I want to vote Jawan out. Like, imagine if they were like, oh, Sophie's like, oh, my boyfriend's probably working today. And then Savannah's response to that is, we should vote out Jawan. That could have been really scary if he had overheard that. So,
between Savannah and Rizgod, Savannah's going to benefit the most being on 50 and people not having seen this season. Because if I saw this season and knew I was going to play a season with Savannah, I'd be like, Savannah's going to act nice to my face. And then behind my back, she's going to talk mad trash about me. That's what I would
all
be
CEOs are sociopaths.
She's like,
or whatever she said last
podcast week. YouTubers. Anybody who podcasts with Survivor is a sociopath. Yeah, remember like Jawan was like laughing at what he thought was her joke. And then she's like, no, I'm serious. And he goes, what? Remember, Jawan subconsciously might like Savannah. Again, I'm just thinking it's possible. Here's the reason. Number one, Savannah, I think, is the more important character between two of them. And every time something happens with Jawan and Savannah, you hear Savannah's side of the story. Savannah says, Jawan did X, I'm angry. Basically, that's what you said. There's a lot of repeating in this episode. There's a lot of repeating in the season as well, because I've heard this confessional or variation of it like 5 or 6 times now. Jawan did X, I'm angry about it. Well, what's Jawan's perspective? Why don't we get Jawan's perspective of like, dude, I know we do a little bit, but it's really focused on Savannah. It really is focused on Savannah. So you as an audience member are relating to Savannah and siding with her and being like, yeah, Jawan is angering me, but like,
I guess my question would be then, does that make Savannah the new Parvati? Or is it Jawan in this case?
Jawan.
Who's the new Parvati? I'm just trying to,
I don't know.
It's got to be somebody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's got to be a Parvati here somewhere.
There must be. All right, let's move on to the immunity challenge. Tell us all about it.
Alrighty. So, first, the Yellow Tribe is still, hyped coming into the challenge. They're chanting and singing and just really excited, which was fun. But yeah, so this challenge was everyone started out in the ocean and had to swim out to this giant bamboo cage, which they had to climb over, jump in, and then pick it up. And apparently it was super heavy. I mean, it looked like it was really hard to move. Carry it up the beach, and then one person digs under the cage while everyone else stays in the cage and shoots baskets, and the person outside the cage is like getting the rebounds and stuff. So this was a immunity and reward challenge. They had chickens. And I did like that Jeff said before he revealed it, he was like, I'm sure everyone will be very excited for this reward.
Sophie S. Wink, wink.
Glaring at Sophie. Yeah. I love sassy Jeff. I want so much more sassy Jeff.
You know what, though? It takes a player kind of like pushing back on Jeff for Jeff to be this sassy. Like when we talk about iconic sassy moments, like sometimes it is unprovoked. Like, Benry with the ceremonial loser dismount, like, okay, he wasn't doing anything. Jeff's just making fun of him. But like other times where Colby's like, I don't need the chocolate. Let's go. Like Colby's pushing at Jeff. When Jason's like, Jeff, what are we playing for? I'll tell you when I'm ready to tell you. Like, it requires a little pushback. So when Sophie S pushed his buttons last time, he's been seething. He's been smiling and seething like Savannah for a couple of days now. And he smiled and seethed. And then he's like, well, you know what? Next time, screw it. I don't know what we were going to do, but next time we're doing chickens. We're doing chickens. I'm sure they're doing chickens anyways, but still.
I do have to say, too, I almost wonder, because Sophie S is being very, like, ignored in the edit this season. No. And I know, shocking revelation, but I feel like a lot of that is because she upset Jeff by this comment.
No.
But my point is, like, I wonder how much of what we're feeling this season of, like, it being very repetitive and, like, not as exciting and chaotic. Like, I wonder how much of that is because they're cutting her out. Like, I'm not saying she's doing anything crazy necessarily, but I'm like, that was funny when she was, like, saying what we're all thinking. Like, come on, Jeff, it's just fruit. Like, that was hilarious. I want more moments like that.
How is there no follow-up from her about her thoughts on the chicken?
Right. Yeah, I'm like, I want more content from her, and I wonder how much of that is just sitting on the cutting room floor because, Jeff or production or whoever was like just mad that she wasn't excited about the reward that one time.
And they had to make sure to cut out the music, as you said last week, and show everyone's reactions like, no, that's good. No, I like that. Notice how we never saw them eat the fruit.
No, we never did. Oh, I think Sage was eating a pineapple in this episode.
Okay.
But
where's the people eating the fruit and enjoying this reward, supposedly? Right.
Yeah.
If it was that great, they would have left it in nope, it must not have been that great.
Yep.
Masson said last week, I didn't even realize, she's like, yeah, and they cut up the fruit like in halves to make it look pretty. It's like, oh yeah. Did they get that fruit that was already cut in half?
I don't know. The piece that Sage had tonight looked cut, but yeah.
Yeah. That's just,
I don't know. How would you keep that clean on a beach?
Right. Fruit wouldn't last everyone, like, dude, I would peel a banana. That sucker's going bad fast.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Pineapple would probably last longer. I forget what other fruit they had. I wasn't paying that close attention. I was just like, oh, look, it's fruit.
Yeah. So blue wins the immunity challenge. Savannah, so Jeff's like, So Jeff's like, somebody better give me the answer I want. Jeff's like, how's it feel to not get food? And Savannah's like, Jeff. And I'm like, oh, she's giving him exactly what he wants. That's why this is in the show. Jeff.
Yep.
Is this the first time somebody says in this episode, people at home don't know how hard it is?
I think so. I think that was mentioned a couple times in this episode, but I think this is the first time.
I counted 3. It could have been more, but I counted 3.
Okay.
And I think the first time was this one. No, the first time was Sage. Sage says when she was sitting in her confessional, she's like, if you're at home and you haven't applied or been here, like you can't talk. Basically, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
If you watch this episode, you know it. The editors this episode, somebody, I don't know who exactly, somebody had a stick up their butt. I think it's the phrase I'm gonna go with. They had a wild hair this episode, and it kind of caused me to have a wild hair because I have applied. So to sit here and be like, you haven't played here, so you can't have an opinion. Like, bro, I applied. Like, put me on. So I can. And also, okay, so then
put me in, coach.
Right, put me in instead of like being like, well, you haven't played, so you can't have an opinion. Like, okay, so like, are we supposed to say like only the 700 something players who have played are allowed to have opinions? Like everyone else, watch at home, and your opinion better be whatever Jeff approves.
There's only 700 people in the world who are allowed to speak
about
and
Survivor.
Jeff is not one of those people.
No, he's never played.
Because he's never played.
He's never played.
He's never played.
That's true.
Just saying.
Just going by what they're saying. And then the other one was we go to Tribal, and Jason's like, if you haven't played more than 0 days, you can't say anything. And I'm like, my goodness. And then Rizgod at Tribal, he said something. I mean, at that point, I was like, already checked out because Tribal is going nowhere. But Rizgod said something that kind of like was basically echoing the first two, and I didn't catch what he said exactly. Did you?
No, I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was like 3 times this episode. Some variation.
It was very repetitive.
It was some variation of, if you haven't played, you can't say nothing. If it, like 26 days is super hard. And it's people at home who played 0 days, you don't understand how hard it is. It was like, okay, well, can I trust the people who have played 39 and have said 39 is harder than 26? Am I allowed to trust them?
Right, exactly.
No, I can't because I've never played. Therefore, I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
Right. Right.
Right. It's just like when you put all 3 together, they left the episode. It's like, okay, we're contradicting. Why? Who had the wild hair up their butt this episode? I don't know. Somebody did. I'll tell you that. Maybe there's a lot of maybe this was they added this stuff in. They're like, people are really hating on the premiere, and they're like, all right, next episode I get to edit. I'm gonna add it. You better shut up to the audience 3 times. 3 times.
Yeah. Which is like interesting because I get it. Like, I'm sure it's annoying to be critiqued all the time, but it's also like, I think something that makes Survivor so fun is the conversation around it. So like, if you try and take that element away, like people are going to lose interest in the show, which is how you make a living. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of a vicious cycle.
It is.
Like, I get that it must be frustrating to deal with, but also like, I don't know, just maybe listen to some of the critiques that you're getting a lot and make the show more interesting to watch.
If you hear the same critiques over and over for 9 seasons in a row, maybe address those. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Wild idea.
Wild, crazy idea, I know. Yeah, I agree. Here in the as you know, I make stuff and I get critiques as well. People comment stuff. You just gotta like filter the constructive critiques from people who are just like, do you even know like what are you saying? Like, well, honestly, what are you saying? You just gotta filter those, you know, as the. But I will say, so like, yeah, you're right, because if they cut out the conversation, it would be then in that situation, it'd be the show airs. Remember, 5 million or however many people watch a show who haven't played. We all sit there, we watch for an hour and a half. We go, that was an episode of Survivor that I watched. Time for the Amazing Race, where I'm allowed to have an opinion. And then after the Amazing Race finishes, which by the way is a good show, and I do recommend for those who haven't watched it, Amazing Race is, and they'll never sit there and tell you on their show to not critique the show ever. The Amazing Race is a very positive show and it's fun. I want to give it that. The Amazing Race never once I ever feel like watching it. They're like, if you haven't played Amazing Race, shut up.
Right.
If you haven't raced on the show, then shut it. Like, no show will never do that because it's just like a fun show. Anyways, yeah. So you watch the hour and a half, you go, that was an episode of Survivor I watched. I can't wait to consume next week's episode by watching that one as well. Let me listen to the On Fire podcast with Jeff Probst and hear the propaganda for this week so I know what to think about this episode. And like, that's, you're right. If that's like what they want, then they're Somebody's wrong. Whoever thinks that is wrong. I don't know who.
Don't tell them about Reddit.
Oh gosh. Don't tell them about
just in general.
Anybody online talking about Survivor, because it's just like we talk about the variants. Like once Instagram, YouTube, anybody realizes I like Survivor, that's like all they recommend. I'm like, can you like? There's gotta be other stuff.
Yeah,
there has to be more on Instagram.
There has to be other content out there
besides AI wrestling videos, which I don't even know how I got started recommending that to me. And yeah, Survivor. So all right, so we go. So the blue tribe won immunity. They got the chickens, and we go to their camp. Christina is deathly afraid of birds, but she's like, I want to eat chicken still. Shannon thanks the chickens via prayer. What? Okay, so if Jesus got high off of God, and I say that as a joke,
right?
To be clear, because that's obviously not true. What do the chickens get high off of?
Ooh, see, because I was going to say, I think that the players are getting high off of the chickens.
Well, for sure.
Because they're getting food. But yeah, what are the chickens getting high off of?
I don't know. I will say that, and this is here's an opinion that not everybody's going to agree with, but what else is new?
Okay.
When I see the 5 women sit on the beach acting like the Titanic is sinking, and then the 2 guys have to man up and kill the chickens, it's just like, this is not a good look. Can one of the women get in there and help them?
I don't know. Maybe this is controversial. I would have done it.
Mary would have done it too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's compare and contrast Survivor 49 versus Heroes versus Villains. You ready? What you saw tonight on Survivor 49, 5 women sitting on the beach acting like Titanic is sinking. 2 men are like, oh, I'm kind of girl. People think I'm kind of girly. I Uber Eats food, but like, I'll try it, and I'll give Alex and Steven credit. They manned up and they did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you could sit there and say all the nonsense you want, but if your actions reflect, okay, actually I did this. I killed the chicken, I plucked it, and I cooked it. Like, I don't care what anything. I don't care if you said I'm deathly afraid of birds. I don't care if you said I Uber Eats all my food. Like, that's fine. Like, okay, but you manned up and you did it. And like, I appreciate you're on Survivor and you did it. And when Alex said I won Survivor, I did this. Good for you. So like, my criticisms of Alex and Steven are non-existent because they manned up and they did it. Let's go over to Heroes vs. Villains. All right, Heroes vs. Villains. The Heroes tribe has a bunch of chickens that they caught that were probably planted by production, let's be real, out in the forest that they wandered into the Heroes camp. I could have totally be wrong, but come on now. 4 chickens, that's quite a lot of chickens to be just wandering around their camp. Anyway, so they catch them. JT takes a chicken by the neck and just spins it. And James is laughing. He's like, that reminds me of when I was 6 years old and my grandma did the same thing. I mean, it was traumatizing in the moment, but it's funny now. And it's like, that's the difference of an excellent season of Survivor and their casting versus the casting of 49. It's like the casting there. All right, take the chicken, spin it by the neck. Let's eat this chicken. Versus like 47, where it's like, Jeff, can we give the chickens back for eggs? Or this one, it's like, oh, I'm not a vegetarian, but they're gonna kill me. Like, come on.
Yeah. Now. And it's also like, I mean, I guess, yeah, I'm just going to put this opinion out there. Like, I think it's also, I get that it's really upsetting. Like, especially if you've never killed an animal before, like, it's really upsetting. Like, I'll give them that. But I almost think it's like, it's almost in a way good for you because like they're kind of talking about like, they eat meat all the time and we just don't think about it anymore because it is so convenient. It's just DoorDash or whatever. And it's just like, you don't think about it. So I think it's almost like good for you to kind of be aware of like, and honestly, low-key, like that chicken probably had a better life than most of the chicken that they're consuming through DoorDash. So like, I don't know. I get it's upsetting and maybe it's not something that everybody wants to experience, but like, yeah, like you're saying, you just got to man up and do it. Like if you want protein, you gotta do it. And that's, I think, a lot of what Survivor is about. And so I feel like we've lost a lot of that in this new era. So I appreciate that like some of that is coming back. Is just like, yeah, going out and maybe doing things you don't want to do, but it's going to grow you as a person and like change you in your day-to-day life when you get back. So
right.
I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
I'm like, if all 6-7 people there had just like, they're like, okay, this is a team effort. Let's all do it together. You do this, I'll do this. Like, you know, everyone took a part of it, but Christina straight up said, I'm not doing any part of it. I just want to eat the chicken. It's like hard for me to root for you when You're not willing to do any part. Like, you're not even willing to cook the chicken. Like, be one thing of like, all right, you kill it, you pluck it, I'll cook it. Like, okay, everyone had a part in the, like, I don't know. It just makes me hard. Makes me hard to root for you when you're like not willing to do any part of the process. And it's like, okay, now it's all on Alex and Steven.
Yeah. Because what if, I mean, they could have very easily been like, well, I don't want to do that either. So then it's like, okay, we're just going to sit here and stare at these chickens, I guess.
Yep.
Like, okay.
I'll give them more credit than the tribe on 47 is like, we trade them in for eggs. It makes Sierra uncomfortable. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, couldn't dog on that tribe too hard. They had the winner on it, apparently. Oh, in second place too. So, and you had them both in your fantasy team. All right. So,
what a good season for my fantasy team.
Speaking of Jawan, Savannah, Jawan says, I want to be just like Savannah when I grow up. Is that not, have we not, when do we need, how much more evidence do you need, Rebekah?
Also, what's the age gap between them?
That's a great question. Can you pull it up on the wiki?
Wait, I have it here. Okay. Jawan is, according to this screenshot that I have, he's 28 and Savannah is 31. Okay. So,
hey,
which to be fair, I've said that to my friends before.
You've said that you're 31 and they're 28?
No, I've said that to my friend. Oh, yes. Yeah, Jawan is 28.
She's 3 years
Savannah's
older
31.
than him, and he said, I want to be like you when I grow up.
Right. I've said that to my friends who are like a year older than me, that like, hey, I want to be like you when I grow up. So, sure, that's fair.
It's just stacking evidence. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so we go to tribal, and really nothing is said of value here. But again, talks of 26 days and how amazing it is and how hard it is. And you can't say nothing unless you've done Survivor in the new era, I guess. 39 days or 42 days in Australian Outback, where they had very little restrictions on what they could and could not do. Not as hard as this. This is the hardest. I went to Fiji on vacation. Okay, I did not go to Australian Outback on vacation.
Right.
That's the difference. Okay.
But did you have Flint and rice on vacation?
I did not have Flint or rice when I was on vacation.
Whoa. Okay.
I was just standing out in the hot sun. No Flint, no rice. I did get to sleep in a bed though, so that was different.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So basically, like 3 times that I counted, we hear some variation of apply or shut your mouth. And as we talked about, oh man, if only, right? Okay, so Jason's voted out. The moment that Blue won immunity, I messaged Rebekah. I was like, we could just start podcasting now.
Right.
The next 30 minutes is just a waste of our time.
Yeah.
And
just a lot of conversations we've already heard before.
Aside from the shot of all the women sitting on the beach acting like the Titanic is sinking, really wasn't anything of value in that last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week looks like there's no merge. The challenge did appear to have 3 lanes, which made me go, are we going back to 3 tribes? Like, what? Is there no merge next week? Next week it's usually the merge story. I'm not anti them not doing the merge story. Maybe for once they're taking our advice of, instead of merging and forcing multiple groups, you just stay in multiple groups and not merge. But going back to 3 tribes feels like the wrong move here, because we have 12 people. So they're like, okay, we can go back to evenly splitting everybody up into 3 tribes. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, and so then it's like, 4 people per tribe. I don't know, that feels odd.
Or is this a situation where we take the 2 tribes and they're like, okay, we're gonna do a random draw for 3 teams, and this is for the reward challenge.
Sure,
which we have.
That I would be
before.
much more on board with.
I'm on board with let's randomly split us up into 3 tribes for the reward, and it's just for the reward. So that one reward team of 4 people can go to the sanctuary and enjoy their dry hot dog. I'm okay with that.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
But yeah, no merge next week. Rizgod is going to put on a mask and show everyone what's up. Rizgod baby, Rizgod, as he says, and then he trips into the ocean. So
he trips into like 6 inches of water.
Yeah, no, he didn't even get very far. Yeah, compare that to Ozzy again. The casting differences.
Yeah, which again, I'm not here to mock. I'm here for the chaos and anything that's going to be entertaining at this point. Yeah. Like, I'm here for it.
I'm actually I'm like rooting for Rizgod to do, because Savannah, in all of her confessionals, she is doing her job as the villain / horror monster or whatever. But Rizgod, I need a little bit more out of you to fulfill the prophecy of the Rizgod. I need more Rizgodness, basically. He did talk about mukbangs, but that was
because I also feel like with Savannah, how you're talking about, like, she's, we're getting the villain in her confessionals. It's just in her confessionals. Like, she's not actually doing anything in the game that's she's like super villainous.
Smiling and seething.
Yeah. So, and I don't know. I get that. I guess she hasn't really been super tested yet because they've had a couple of easy votes. Well, yeah.
Oh no, she just went tonight, duh, and last week. Sorry.
Right, but I mean, the 2 votes last week and this week were so easy.
I forgot the Savannah even went to the tribals because of how pointless they were.
That's so valid because it's just so straightforward. Like, it's so obvious. Like, even all of her beef with Jawan, it's like, okay, but she's not. There's no move here. You're just gonna vote out the person that makes most sense. The gall
of Survivor to go, well, maybe we won't vote off Jason because he's our connection to the yellow tribe. Like, come on.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Get out of here.
That was such a funny pitch. Like, that's where I'm again, just
and
the
Jason's
season.
Like,
it seems
I
like
am their connection to the yellow tribe. That is my thought as
like,
well.
Whoa. But I'm just like, they're just grasping at straws.
Really
like, again, Jason just needed to sow some discord. Like, he needed to cause some chaos, get Savannah to, like, be even more upset with Jawan. Like, it could have been great.
When you have bad casting, you struggle to find a good storyline. It's all in the casting.
Yeah.
All right, what's new on Patreon? Podcasts are early and ad-free. So these podcasts are up there the day we record them with no ads. Because yes, YouTube's getting out of hand with their AI ad system. Again, Rebekah, this week, took down 3 more videos of mine.
Oh, man.
I know.
They've been crazy with that recently. That's crazy.
They're flipping AI system, dude. On ads and taking out videos. So I'm working every video I can rework and get back up. I can, but the human, am not as fast as YouTube's AI system. Let me tell you. The Q story video will be on Patreon here soon. I'm working on that right now. Big mistake to not watch that one. Fetus versus the Women. Do you remember this on Philippines? Or not Philippines. Blood versus Water.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I vaguely remember this, but it's been a while since I've seen that season.
Rejects the idol that rejects the idol clue Laura Moret gives him at the Redemption Island Arena. Just like, okay, everyone, let's swap tribes. Vetus ends up on a tribe with 5 other women who are all aligned, and they're like, so sorry, Vetus, we have to vote you off. And he basically schmoozes his way into the merge by like tugging on their heartstrings. He's like, what women like more than a bad boy is a newly reformed bad boy. And he's just like, telling the most like BS story. I don't even know if they're true. He's like, oh man, I was running this yoga studio once, and like this woman walked in, just asked for $100. And at first I thought, wow, the gall of her to do that. But then I gave her $100 because I don't want to live in a world where we can't trust each other. And like, shut up, Venus. Like, I don't even care if that story is true.
Funny.
He's telling that story to make these women feel for him, and it works. Anyway, so I did a video all about that. And he does way more than that. That's just a teaser. I also did a video about the entirety of basically Survivor Blood vs. Water called Survivor Family Feud Edition, because that's really what it is.
Nice.
The Family Feud Edition of Survivor.
Nice.
Story that's video really about Devins and Aubrey are also both up on Patreon right now. We greatly appreciate you guys' patronage. It does keep the channel afloat, and we don't have to bend our knee to saying things only Survivor/CBS approved so we can get exit interviews. You know what I mean? Like, we're not sitting here on the podcast diluting our opinion to appease.
How many times did we go after Jeff in this episode?
No, I like Jeff. I just think the casting has done a terrible job, and it's reflecting in the show. All right, let's move on to winner analysis. Our top 3 tonight, but tomorrow Mary will be back with me. She's taking 2 weeks off. Masson filled in for Mary, but Mary will be back tomorrow. We'll talk about the remaining, 12, 13, I don't know, 12 people I think are left in the game. We're talking about all of them, but tonight, just our top 3. Rebekah, has your top 3 changed from last week?
You know, I thought about shaking things up this week just to shake it up. And I really, really did think about, because I think we talked briefly last week about the possibility of Savannah not winning this season. And that is a really interesting idea to me, because I could see, I'm nervous after the Joe situation of last season. I'm like, I felt so confident about this whole time. And now I'm like worried that I'm too confident and that Survivor is playing us. And so maybe she doesn't win and maybe it's, a red herring or whatever. So I want to be open to that possibility. That being said, like, I don't know. It's just so clear that like the three main characters from this season are Savannah, Rizgod, and Sophi B.
Sophi B got like one confessional tonight.
She did, but even still, like you look at the confessional count for this whole season, like those three each have like nearly double.
Yeah.
Like the next closest person.
Well, no, Alex has a ton, but I get your overall point. They're very
Alex
high.
has a good bit. He's very close. So I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with my same top three, but I'm very open to the possibility of like other discussions. It's just hard right now when we focus so much on these three so far. And the tribals have, I don't know, like we just haven't gotten that much information out of the tribals yet. So we'll see what happens next week. I hope something interesting happens and we can maybe shake this up a little more. But yeah, for right now, I'm sticking with my same top three. What about you?
Yeah, I'm with you. Number 3, Sophi B. Number 2, Rizgod. Number 1, Savannah. And of course, we're very biased because we know that Rizgod and Savannah are on 50, and we know which tribes they're on because what Survivor chose to do of their own accord. They didn't have to put them on the tribes they did, but they did. So it does make us lean towards Savannah. Of course, Savannah's also been important this season, and it does seem like for as positive and happy and joyful that Survivor wants to portray themselves to be in the new era, Savannah's kind of the antithesis to that. But then I say that, but then you get the moment of like Jeff being like, all right, Savannah, give me what Sophie S didn't give me. It's like, it's just so hard to not have any food out here. Like, is this Savannah talking to Jeff, the same Savannah I hear in confessionals? Because it doesn't sound like the same Savannah I get in confessionals. Savannah confessionals is ruthless and like angry at everybody and just cutting people constantly. And then, I mean, is there a confessional of Savannah being like, Jeff asked me that question, I want to tell him off, but instead I gave him what I knew he wanted to hear? Because like, that's the Savannah I would expect, honestly, like to your face. Yes, and then confessional, Jeff flipping asked me a question. Can you believe him? That's the Savannah I expect. Frankly. Rizgod is exactly what I expect so far.
Yes, I agree. I hope that in a merge situation, we get to see some moves from Savannah, because like having her be an actual villain in this game would be amazing. And I'm still hoping that we get that.
Yeah, my biggest thing of Savannah, I'm with you, is like, is she a red herring? And they really liked her and they thought she should have won, so they put her on 50. You know, or maybe they thought her and Rizgod should have won. Like the Rizgod seems more of a character, honestly, than a great strategist. Whereas Savannah seems to be more of a main character strategist character, despite having some character. And it's like Savannah should have won, so we put her on 50, or we really like Savannah. And it's like, yeah, like somebody like a Nate won. And it's like, well, Nate can't commit to another season. And or how do I say this? Like, because
he's got the next Marvel movie lined up.
Like Nate's cool, but like is Nate booked? Like a big enough character to be on 50?
Right.
I'm not saying Nate's the winner. I'm just saying, like, let's say somebody like I don't think like Jawan wins. I mean, unless like something crazy goes off the rails in Savannah and Jawan end up being BFFs by the end of the season, which that's not the path I think we're going on.
That would be beautiful.
But there's a fine line between love and hate. That's all I'm saying. There's a fine line between, you know what, I hated Jawan, but now he's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, like I wouldn't, at this point, I would not even be shocked by a Sophi B win.
Right.
Like,
she's a main character.
That'd be pretty cool.
And Sophi B wins.
Even Alex to some extent. Sure.
And Sophi B wins, and they're like, we like Sophi B, but Savannah was definitely, we're looking for a little flavor in 50, and Savannah brings the flavor because like we can get happy-go-lucky from almost anybody in the new era, but it's hard for us to find somebody who's like a villain.
Right.
In the new era, and we kind of got that in Savannah. And of course they always want some fresh faces on their returning season. Like like Winners at War didn't have the winner of 38 or 39 on it because I think when Winners at War was being cast, they didn't have that officially revealed yet, so it would have spoiled who won. So like Tommy nor Chris Underwood were cast, but they did put the winners of seasons 35 or 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Oh, and 32. So like, and 31. Oh, shoot. Yeah. 31 through 37 all had their winners on 40. So it's like all the most recent winners they could without spoiling seasons. And then you go to like 34. Well, they put two people from 33 on 34. And then you go back to 31. They put 2 people from 30 on 31 from our recollection. If it wasn't 3 people, I think it was 3 people. I think it was like Shireen, Joe, and Haley. Unless I'm misremembering. I think Haley wasn't on that one. Haley was on the Game Changers. My point is that they always seem to put 2 people on the returning season who are just on the previous season. And when they can't do it, they go hard on, well, here's all the recent winners, for example. So they had to put, in my opinion, 2 people from 50 on. I'm sorry, 2 people from 49, 50. And I'm going to guess that whether one of these people are the winners or not, they were just big characters. And I think we're getting that from both of them. They're both big characters this season. I think Savannah has shown more strategic prowess, but at the same time, her and Rizgod, in theory, have made the same moves. I mean, at the moment, what have they done that no one else, what have they done that the other person hasn't done? Rizgod has an idol. The
only thing is that Rizgod has an idol and immediately blabbed to his entire tribe that he had it, which I don't know, maybe Savannah would have done the same thing, but that to me was like the only actual misstep that he's made so far is like, why did you tell? And of course he doesn't know this, but now everyone on the other tribe knows too. So literally everyone in the game knows that he has an idol, which is not great.
So I'm with you. Sophi B could be our actual winner, and this is the show just preferred Savannah and Rizgod to be on 50 rather than putting Sophi B on there. But I don't know. I'm not, it's for sure. It's absolutely, I don't want to throw it out the window. Sophi B could win. It could be a surprise. We could be getting not Gablerd, but like Gablerd, where it's like, holy crap, I did not expect Nate to win, but Nate did win. Like Nate is definitely a character in the show who's prominent and is shown to be smart. And even tonight, like Trix MC, when there was no way MC should have fallen for that, but she did because she was tired. You know, like she fell for his trick. So like, anyways, so they're out there. So like, sure, Savannah is 1, Rizgod's number 2. The rubber hits the road. We'll really figure out if that's the case come the merge. Let's hit the actual merge and see what happens when everybody's together. Not a fake merge story, nothing like that. The actual merge. So I guess next week's not the merge. I'm actually a little surprised. So, all right, let's move on to trivia questions. Rebekah, what is the current score between you and I this season?
Yes, I have a razor thin lead. So I have 3 points and you have 2 points right now. I do, which to be fair is because Katie helped me with the question last week. I would not have gotten that without her help.
Yeah, Survivor 50 helped you out.
Yeah, credit where credit's due. But yes, technically I have 3 points and you have 2. So hopefully I can hold on to that lead, but we'll see.
All right, ask me your question. Let's see if I get it.
Okay, so your question this week is, who was the first former winner to be a jury member in a subsequent season?
Okay.
So your options are Parvati, Tyson, JT, or Tina Wesson.
All right, let me walk through this. I think it's JT, but hold on. Yeah, Tina Wesson wasn't a jury member until 27. She won season 2. JT played on 18, and then was jury member on 20. Parvati won 16, but wasn't a jury member until Winners at War. That's way later. Who was the other option?
Tyson
won 27 and was jury member until 40. I'm going to say JT. JT is the right answer.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's the right answer.
That is correct. Yeah. Yes.
Almost.
Yeah, I was hoping that was going to be a little more challenging because there were like Tyson was on the jury first in Token Cheens, but then he won Blood versus Water. I guess spoilers. It's fine to spoil these seasons.
Well, yeah, but okay. But your question was they won and then they went on the jury, and that kind of like
right. But I don't know. I was just hoping like
spoilers about seasons from 15, 16 years ago.
Listen, I don't know. Yeah,
I just said earlier in the podcast. I'm like, no, man. Anything that's happened prior to Survivor 49, episode 5 is not a spoiler.
Yeah, I know. I was partly joking.
Okay.
But yes, good job. Yes, that was correct. So hopefully I get my question right so that we can I can stay in the lead here.
No, you're about to miss this one. All right, so your question.
Dang, okay.
Talking.
Can I ask the AI? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You know what? You definitely. I will give you permission to.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
do I only get to do it once this season?
I don't have. No, I'll just give it to you on this one because I don't think the AI is going to know this one.
Okay, nice.
I truly don't think the AI is going to know this one. But you are allowed to pull up your choice of AI and type it into that. All right, your question, Rebekah, is which season of Survivor featured a tribe singing to the locals as the locals boated away from their camp? Your options are A, season 36 Ghost Island, B, season 15 China, C, season 10 Palau, or D, season 9 Vanuatu. You are allowed to throw that in whatever AI you want.
I'm not going to throw it in the AI. I'm going to go off of vibes. I seem to vaguely remember this, and I do think it was an early season, like one that I haven't seen in a long time. So I don't think it was Ghost Island. So you said the other ones were season 9, season 10, and what was the third one?
15.
15.
So China, Palau, or Vanuatu then, if you don't think it's Ghost Island.
I don't really know, but I'm going to say China. It's my guess.
That is incorrect. It was season 9 Vanuatu. I believe the women had won the women tribe, because they were split up between men and women, had won the locals, and the locals came to their camp, showed them how to open coconuts with, they put like a stick in the ground, they sharpen the stick, they're like, here's how you open coconuts the easy way. And it was super effective, and they did it the rest of the season. And then on subsequent seasons of Survivor, I'm like, why aren't people doing this? It's super effective. Because they did it Vanuatu like all season. Probably save machetes. So here's the thing. Here's the catch. If you were to go and check me on that on Paramount Plus, you would be like, Wesley's lying to me. That doesn't happen. And you wouldn't be wrong. Paramount Plus got rid of that because of licensing. The women sang a song that required apparently licensing. So it's on the DVDs, and it was on the original airing of the show on TV, but they cut it out of Paramount Plus because of the singing.
Wow, that was a great question. That's such a deep cut.
Slap that into the AI. I know I had to catch up, so now we're tied. 3-3. Now I can loosen up. Now that we're tied up, I can loosen up my questions again.
Yeah. I need to make my questions harder again. I think I came into this season with some good questions, and then I backed off a little bit. So I'm gonna level them up next time.
Now that we're tied, you done screwed up, kid. You done screwed up.
Got too comfortable.
Yeah, you did.
The classic Survivor move. You get too comfortable. You get voted out.
I started the season off too easy. Now I'm like, all right, time to amp up the questions so you miss. That was.
Next week we should, like, you come up with a question, and then I'll ask you that question, and then
the question
I'll come up with a question. Yep. Yeah, we'll do it that way.
Yeah, that sounds super exciting for everyone listening.
Okay, great.
All right, let's move on to your all's questions. Every week on YouTube, I ask for your all's questions as soon as the episode's done. And those who I actually see commenting on the podcast and or regular videos I upload are more likely to be picked. Straight up. There is a bias in who I pick, and it's based on who I actually see in the comments. All right. First question is from M. Peer. Will Sophi finally get a win, Sophi B, or will she suffer like Denise did in the Philippines? What do you think, Rebekah?
I hope she gets a win. I mean, I'm still curious about, this new like 3 tribe or 3 teams maybe for the reward next week. So I guess it depends on who she ends up on a team or a tribe with. But yeah, I hope she gets a win. She deserves a break. Like, I can't even imagine that. It seems so rough to go so long without fire, without food. Like, man, yeah, I hope she gets a win.
Next question is from Anthony Ritter. And not really a question, but an observation that they made. Boston Rob, apparently, because can't go a podcast without mentioning him, huh? Boston Rob has a greatest hits section on the Paramount Plus app. If you pull up Survivor and scroll to the bottom under clips, it says, Boston Rob, a power player. No one else has anything like that, Rebekah.
That is so on brand for Survivor and also pretty iconic.
Do you think
That's really
Jeff
good.
Personally requested that?
Yeah. Wait, so just to be clear, is it only Survivor clips, or is it also like, because he was on Amazing Race?
Yeah. Well, stuff, right? I don't think he's been on any other CBS shows besides Amazing Race and Survivor. Other reality shows, because he was on like he had his own
like Traders and stuff
where he did like renovations or something. I don't know. Yeah, like Traders was Peacock. That wouldn't be on here. You know what? Now I'm going on. I'm looking right now on the Paramount Plus app right now. I'm gonna take a gander.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
In the meantime, as I'm looking, let's answer this next one. Did you notice, Rebekah? MTSFWJC says, did you know so much praise of Jeff there was this episode? They're actually glazing him at this point, especially at Tribal Council. The show's trying to push this 26 days thing super hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, again, I feel like maybe that is sort of what we were sensing of just like making this episode a little bit more repetitive, a little more boring. It's like, yeah, it's just kind of, we're hearing all this stuff that we've heard before, and like the show is trying to tell us how to react to certain things and how to feel. And it's like, I don't know, I get it. Like, sure, Jeff is great. Like, don't get me wrong. He's done a great job hosting this show for like, what has it been, 25 years at this point? Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm a fan of Jeff, but also at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's so funny when Sophie S is out here like Jeff, I hate this reward that you're giving us. Like, that's so funny. We should lean more into that and less into like, oh, Jeff is just perfect all the time.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
Boss Rob a power player is a very real thing. So you go to, if you have the app, I haven't been on the actual desktop website to look at this. I'm sure it's there too. So you go to the app, you go to Survivor, you go to episodes, and it goes episodes you may also like, extras, Boston Rob a power player, and about. So you go to Boston Rob a power player.
That's crazy.
And, I mean, to be fair, they have done next to no work on this. And what I mean by that is they put Boston Rob a power player, and then it just lists episodes he's been in order. However, it's not every episode he's been in. So for example, it puts Vanuatu, it puts episode 1, 3, 6, and 7, like very important episodes for him, but not every episode he's in. And then you go to season 8 All-Stars, and it just does episodes 4, 10, 16. You would think they do episode 1 because that's the one where like him and Amber are like, we should be like a thing. But no, they just do 4, 10, and 16. They then go to Here's Our Civilians and does 1, 2, 5, and 7. Then you go to Redemption Island, 1, 7, 11, and 14. You go to Winners at War and it does 1, 5, and 10. So it's like, and what their opinion is the highlight episodes of Boston Rob.
Sure.
But why just him? He's not even on 50.
That sounds like super frustrating to watch.
Imagine
like
being another player on Survivor and seeing this.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you got to kind of expect it with Boston Rob at this point. But yeah,
Harvey doesn't get a section, or Sandra.
Oh, don't
Tony,
even get me started.
Right? Why not the whole Mount Rushmore?
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's so funny though. But like, yeah, who wants to watch just random episodes? Like, I would understand if it was clips where like Boston Rob makes a great move or something like that. I would be way more on board with that. But this is just like, I would just want to watch the whole season. Yeah. Because it's like, you're going to miss context if you're skipping episodes.
You watch All Stars, you just start at episode 4, which I do remember what the episode is. That's the one where Rob Sessions voted off and he's like, they're going to do it. Boston Rob and Amber, they're going to do it. Right. But why would that episode be there, not episode 1 where they start their relationship on the show? Like, it's just, and I'm with you. Like, why would I watch a whole episode? Why would I not want to watch clips?
And they're not showing like the finales of most of these seasons, right? So like, you don't even see him win.
I mean, they do show the finale of All Stars, which he's in, and the finale of Redemption Island, which he's in.
Oh, okay. So they do show this one.
Yeah, the ones that he is actually in the finale of. All right. Next questions from Spanish Fly. How close to Savannah does All right. So Spanish Fly asks, how close to Savannah does Jawan have to be lying down and in her line of sight before him being able to hear her talk is acceptable?
I think it's more that he should, like, I think that in her mind, at least, he should have made his presence known.
Like announced it?
Yes, by either saying something or making a noise or like approaching the shelter within her eye line.
Yeah.
Just really anything.
Yeah, it's
which
not
I
acceptable
get it. Like,
to just lay in the shelter where people are allowed to sit and talk.
Yeah. It's I understand being surprised by like, oh, there's a person there and I didn't realize. Yeah. But also, at the same time, it's like, you're in the middle of camp. Like, there's people around. Like, I don't know what you want.
The shelter and the water well are two places where somebody walks up on you. That's on you, dude. These are common locations for people to talk at.
Yep.
Right. This is not an unusual. It's not like you're out, popping pimples or pooping like Sage. Like, you are at a common location for people to talk and convene at. Like, this
or
is
if you're like,
you.
If you're out in the middle of the woods or you're off on the beach, and if he's following you around constantly and not letting you have conversations, that's when you get upset. That makes sense.
Notice how the show's only example to back up Savannah was him laying down in the shelter.
Right.
Oh no, what a madman. What a sociopath. He probably worked in finance. Chaos. Last question. This is one I actually didn't hear in the show, so I'm hoping you, Rebekah, or somebody else can let me know if this actually happened. Hope Liz says, what do you think of Jeff's comment about how exhausted he is at the end of the day? Did he say that?
Oh, I mean, I think, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think this was at the challenge when Savannah was crying and Jeff was like, I'm affected by the heat and I, am living, I get a bed and food.
I can take a golf cart 1 minute from here and get to my bed.
Exactly.
Hey,
it must have been in that moment. Yeah.
This location that they're filming at, I believe there is a road to it, but I believe this is also like maybe the very boundaries of the resort from my recollection. This location. Anyways, point being is that I don't knock Jeff. Like, here's the thing on, like, I joke about Jeff being able to golf cart because there is that one challenge location they use so much that is no joke, literally a minute from where he sleeps from tribal council. There's that one challenge location that's like that, but like this one is like way further away. This one's like a 15-minute ride. I also didn't drive a golf cart from this challenge location to his house, so I could be wrong on that, but it's quite a distance in comparison for sure. But also, like, Jeff's in his 60s. Like, I don't know. Like, I compare how I am now to how I was like 10 years ago, and I'm like, oh, I definitely have less energy now. I can't imagine being in my 60s. Like, I'd be wiped too. He runs the show. Like, I gotta give Jeff some credit. He runs the show. He's not like just showing up and just hosting and like, that's all I have to worry about. Like, he has to actually run the show at the end of the day. So I would be exhausted too. No joke.
Yeah. I'm sure he's having meetings and conversations with producers and like, so many things. So he shows up he probably shows up for everything in terms of like every time they like, I don't know if he shows up for challenge rehearsals, but I'm sure he's like very involved in almost everything. So he's not, so I'm with him. Like, I know the joke is like, Jeff doesn't have anything to do. I think Jeff has a lot to do. It's just that it's in a very beautiful location where he has a lot of things accommodating, making it easier. But at the same time, it's not like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's an easy job to executive produce. It's not. I'm not going to pretend it is. If we want to joke about something though, let's go back to that one challenge location a minute away from where he sleeps, or making people show up to a fake challenge that they had to boat 45 minutes to for them to have to turn around and boat right back 45 minutes while Jeff doesn't have to do any boating. That's funny. But that was a good bit. That's really funny.
That's what happened. That is what happened. People boated an hour and a half of their life away to get faked out by Survivor for Jeff to go, ha ha ha, and then gets to go take his minute-long golf cart ride back.
Well, and I mean, to be fair, what else were they going to do? Sit on the beach and have the same 4 conversations over and over again?
I know. I'd prefer
sure. Might as well.
The fake out's way better than having, well, maybe Jason, you could be our connection to the Yellow Tribe.
Yeah.
Jason's like, oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Jason, what was your plan here, dude? What was your plan, buddy? What was your plan to survive this? What was your plan?
He wasn't even looking for an advantage.
We didn't see him look for an idol.
Shot in the dark.
Not that he didn't even play a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
That's crazy.
That's a good point. I almost forgot that advantage existed. Why would you not play that in this situation? This is the situation to play it in. That's what it was invented for. It's invented for this situation exactly. And he didn't even play it.
Maybe he really genuinely thought everyone was going to vote the Rizgod out tonight.
I'm the ambassador for the Yellow Tribe. I will help them connect with them.
Yeah, he needed to use his Genevieve powers and realize that Rizgod is in season 50 and is not going to get voted out this tribal council.
He has his third eye.
Done that.
He's like, what is Savannah and Rizgod doing on Survivor 50 without me? I wonder what that means.
I should play my shot in the dark.
I wonder if they go home in the pre-merge or not, a 49.
He accidentally ends up voting for Keyshawn, just like Keyshawn isn't even in this season. What are you doing?
Oh, brother. Well, that's it for another middling episode of Survivor 49. We can all only hope and pray to the Rizgod and to the chickens, and thank the crabs for hopefully next week is a better episode. Because outside of like last week, it's just been kind of just middling. Like, what a middling season so far. It's a shame.
Yeah. I was disappointed because I felt like last week I was like, okay, we're ramping up.
Here's the turnaround.
Like this season is going to get good. And then this week felt like a disappointment, but I still have hope. I think next week it could turn around, especially once we get to the merge, like, which I know isn't next week, but once we get to the merge, I think the season can turn around, but just got to hold on a couple more episodes, I guess.
Historically, episode 6 is kind of a late turnaround for a season. Like, we go back to like 46. Like 46 turned around in episode 5. That's when the turnaround started. It started once Bonu was voted off. The Bonu breakdown was iconic, but like most people were annoyed by it. The turnaround for most people happened when Bonu was voted off. The season had a turnaround and it got really good. But we're going in episode 6 and we're like, okay, when's the season going to start getting good? Like, I shouldn't be asking that. Almost halfway through the season.
Right. Because there also hits a limit where it's like, in general, for TV, I'm willing to sit through like a few boring episodes if I know it's going to get good.
Right.
But if you're talking about like, half this season is kind of boring, and then like there's maybe a couple good episodes at the end, it's like, is it worth it? Like, am I going to recommend this season to people to watch? Like, probably not.
Yeah.
But like,
And
you know.
this is not a direct comparison because Palau is actually good the first time you watch it all the way through from beginning to end. Palau season 10, if you haven't watched it, is a good season front to back the first time you watch it. It's the second time you watch it where it's like, okay, so much of this is going to be predictable to me. It doesn't really get good till the last fourth of the season. And am I really going to sit here and rewatch the first 3/4 when the last fourth is the best part on a rewatch? But in this situation, it's like, well, this is our first time watch 49. Even I'm like,
right. Yeah.
this is my first time. This should be brand new to me. The variants should be off the charts, according to Jeff. And it's not. It's not. So, yeah. Well, that's it for this week. Normally we have our movie review at this point, but I'm actually saving that for tomorrow with Mary because the movie I'm reviewing, as you'll see tomorrow, is very much a movie Mary likes a lot. And I kind of like it, but Mary likes it a lot. So I really wanted her to talk about it. So tomorrow, Mary and I will talk about our movie review, but today we'll hold off on that. But next week, Rebekah has another movie for us. And if I recall, Rebekah, I think next week's movie you have for us is one that I think a lot of people will like, especially if they haven't seen it.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Next week.
It's one that I'm very excited to talk about.
Definitely a banger from my recollection. All right. Well,
yeah.
We'll see you on next week. Bye.
Bye.